What's good, fam? This your main man, KC4L King Self for Life, here to talk about my thoughts on the aftermath of Dynamite. So, we got our usual suspects already going in and crying. I thought Tony Khan and company actually did a very solid job of establishing what they want to go. Now, I know a lot of people was thinking like, oh, they was finna come right off the gate with something. I'm like, look, it's a gradual. Now, if it's one thing I probably wouldn't have done, I wouldn't have Mox on the show, because you want to sell the effects of you just lost everything. Now, we could have probably got an explanation. They probably would have heard from them and say, during this time, we as the Death Riders, we're going to take our time, we're going to go away, we're going to chill. Meanwhile, we let Heyman come in there. Tony Khan did right by having him be the first person that we heard from, which was perfect. You wanted it to establish this is a new regime. We got a brand new champion. We haven't seen the title in dang near 9 months. Made the most sense for him to go out here and cut the most over babyface promo he could possibly cut by saying the fans deserve it. This is for you guys, and I'm the world champion. That's what he said, the effing world champion. That's exactly what he said. We got MVP, MJF cutting their promos about we've been trying our best to get the best tag teams to come. Like, we want some real competition. Like, we tired of running through folk. Like, what do you got? Y'all ain't on nothing. And then MJF said, hey, if Heyman, you want to be the good guy, I'll be your bad guy. I said, and he said, you're going to at least expect when I come through and cash in. Because I'm taking that title. I'm getting Triple B back. I said, hey, this is what I'm talking about. This, like I said, where? We don't know. I have no clue. I don't know. We got Tony cutting her promo, saying what she had to say about how Athena was Mercedes was a credible foe, but she said that if she did something off, she was done for, and that's exactly what happened. Athena said, hey, I can come out here and cash in right now, but apparently next week she's going against her pupil, the young lady that she be rolling with. That's Tony's first match next week. Young Bucks had me crying, laughing the entire show. Young Bucks, is because they lost their EVP status, they are now officially broke, which means they literally had to pull up the Dynamite in a doggone Uber. Then when they had their 8-man tag team match, they lost their pyro. They ain't no longer Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. I mean, the little computer screen took the doggone no EVP. It's a no EVP sign. They're just Matt and Nick. They lost everything. And listen, I found it hilarious. I thought, like I said, hey, it's all about the fall of the Young Bucks. Now, with that being said, they still won their matchup against Mike Ball, what's my name? Kevin Knight, and the other two that was with him, Brody King and Bandino. And apparently my man Hector, I think that's his name. Apparently Hector is the #1 contender for the Ring of Honor title. So I guess it was only right for him to choke him out, because that's exactly what happened. He got choked out. I mean, he choked that boy out. That boy got choked out. I said, okay. All right. I said, if that's what they're trying to establish, I'm like, it is what it is on that. The girl situation. So it was a fatal 4-way. It was Queen Adamanda, Chris Statlander, Willow, and who was the fourth participant? There's one more girl up in there. The winner got $100K. Well, Julia and Sky Blue aligned themselves with Tekla. That's who it is. Yeah, Tekla, girl Tekla. They aligned themselves with Tekla, and they cheated. Came out there with the blackness, spit it all up in my girl Queen Amanda's face, and they got the dub. Now, if I was Tony Khan, instead of just giving off $100K, since Catch love tournaments all day, that would have probably been a potential shot against Mercedes. I know it's heel versus heel, but I'm like, I don't like heel versus heel. I don't like face versus face, but I'm like, hey, if you trying to establish this group, you trying to establish them or something, I'm like, okay, it is what it is on that. But it was just for $100K, and they cheated to get it. She cheated to get it. Chris and Willow, they took each other out. They went to the back. They said, look, screw all this. We ain't winning in no way. So they continue in their little feud they got going on. We had the Young Bucks trying to find a locker room. Their locker room is no longer, they look like they got the boiler room as their locker room. The fact you even got Ricochet and the Gates, and I ain't gonna lie, the Gates actually look sharp with they vested suits on, like how Ricochet, they was laughing at him. I said, you know what? I say, Tony, if you are a smart man, like I keep saying, book Ricochet and his boys as a good trios to potentially take out the ops when Samoa Joe gets back. It only makes the most sense if you're asking me. We heard from Adam Copeland. Adam Copeland comes out and he addresses the situation about him and Christian. He said, did you think I came back to save that food? You crazy as a Betsy-bug. FTR, listen, 5 years ago, I wasn't even supposed to be back. I came back to pro wrestling. And every time I come into this ring, it could also possibly be my last time to wrestle. And FTR took 4 months away from me. So I'm doing everything in my power to get back at them clowns. Meanwhile, Stokely comes out with 4 security clowns. And one of the security clowns, I guess he's an up-and-coming wrestler. I didn't know who the young man is. He was the Asian guy. Apparently, he's an up-and-coming wrestler or whatever. He came out there and said that if Adam Copeland comes any foot, if he interacts with FTR by any way, he's trying to shake their hand, trying to beat them down or whatever, he will be fired from AEW, period. Adam Copeland said, well, if that's the case, he didn't say I couldn't come after you. He screwed himself up. Security guards tried to do something. Adam Copeland took their behinds out. And you already know what was happening. Stokely got spirit left in the land. So we know where we're going from there. Now the question you have to ask yourself, how do you gradually get Coke and Christian together? That's the story right there. That is where we're going. We don't know where that's going, but I'm like, hey, it's the slow burn of getting us to All Out, which is in Canada, if I'm not mistaken. It's in Toronto. We're going there. That's where we're getting. It's the slow burn. Then we actually heard from Nick Wayne, Mama Wayne, and Kip Sabian about why they turned on Christian. They said Christian went away from the plan. The original plan was him training them to be who they are. And he went away from that when he tried to quote-unquote cash in and unsuccessfully cashed in. They said, we's done with that fool. That fool, he was nothing to us. You know? What else happened? Oh, we had Mr. Okada. Okada came out there. Now, a lot of people was crying. I didn't really, because I don't really pay attention to the music. Apparently, they changed Okada's music. They changed it. So, a lot of people kind of upset about that. I'm like, you know what, TK? I remember him doing some stuff like this before, and a lot of people weren't cool. And he said, you know what, all right, people crying, I'll change it back. So, maybe with everybody going in on him changing Okada's music, I say, okay, you know, change it back. He beat the brakes off this jobber clown. You already know. And just to see the snake Don Callis, like I said, the reason why he went over it all in is because we know where this is going. Okada versus Takeshita is the final recipe to have him drop that championship. After he beat the brakes off a dude, he called out Swerve. I say, what? And I forgot to mention this. In Heyman's babyface speech, he thanked everybody who was involved to help him get the championship, including Swerve. He thanked everybody. From Brian Haynes, he thanked Jay White. He thanked everybody. OC, got an OC chant. He called Swerve out. I said, wait a minute, Swerve? And he said Swerve screwed his friends. They lost their position. And so because of that, he's a B. Well, called him out. Swerve pulled up. Swerve looked nice. I guess Swerve enough really finna run with this EVP stuff, because everybody, I didn't think they was literally, but he came out looking sharp, nice suit on and everything. And for people wondering, Ospreay is on the shelf right now. They say he's banged up. That's why he got taken out. He got taken out because he's literally banged up right now. So Tony Khan is giving him a few weeks off. I don't know how long he's gonna be out, but that's why he got taken out. So we'll go on from there. He got it to his face. He said, what you gonna do, B? What you gonna do about it? And they walked out. So Forbidden Door, Okada versus Swerve, give it to me. I'm here for it. Swerve ain't winning, but hey, if that's the first match for Forbidden Door, I'll take it. I will take it. I don't need to see a million matches between them going into it, but I would love to see the different interactions where Swerve is out there having a match, Okada come out there do some bull jive. If Okada's having a match, Swerve come out do some bull jive, just to keep the things going. I don't need to see them wrestling each other because I don't want Tony Khan to give it away. I've seen them before because they wrestled in the Continental Classic, but I want Tony Khan to just slow burn this, get us invested. Like I said, I want to see it. Like I said, it's going down the forbidden door. Like I said, another complaint that a lot of people had, you got the new championship. You don't need the other two. And we had Don the Clown over there holding bar. No, we got the new championship. That's the unified title. That's the only one we need. We don't need nothing else. Collision, you're going to hear from Dustin. The first matchup at the Hangman speech. Kyle Fletcher went against Mascadero or something like that. Very good matchup. Kyle Fletcher was struggling his behind off. He was struggling. That boy was struggling his tail off. I said, Kyle, what are you doing, man? Kyle, stop playing around. Stop playing. He finally woke up and took that fool out. Then he got in the camera and said, Dustin, I'm coming after you. I'm going to make your life a living hell. You know what? You took everything away from me. I'm going to take everything away. He said, I'm not stopping until that TNT title is in my car. I said, perfect. I said, how do you not, like, everything. I was like, man, I was like, the man has sacrificed so much. He should have been TNT champion a long time ago. But because of Adam Cole's situation, TK said, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and give it to Dustin. Kyle Fletcher's like, I'm on mission. That's it. He on mission. He gonna do whatever it takes to get it. I don't know when he gonna get it, but he getting it. It's the done deal. He's going to get that championship. It's a done deal. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Okay, so yeah, the end. The 6-man tag team match. Death Riders, which was Moxley, Yuta, and Claudio versus Hangman, Hobbs, and Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe could have Pro Bowl on MJF, said he's not done with him. I don't know where that's going, but hey, it is what it is on that. Main event, like I said, a lot of people was like, you know what, hey, you would have thought that with what happened at doggone All In, he would be done with the Death Riders. But Tony Khan said, no, I got to see it one more time. That's it. We don't need to see them going at it no more. So, Darby pulled up. Darby was chilling up in the skybox, and he kind of quote-unquote helped Hangman in the win. But afterwards, you just kept seeing that man looking, and you don't know if he was looking at Hangman or he was looking at Moxley. He just was standing in the skybox, and Moxley and them just looked like they seen the ghost or something. So I don't know what's to come with that, but I guess that's where we going. I guess, but the fact that was how we ended, and like I said, a lot of people, they got they whatever, but I thought Tony Khan and them established where they're going. Now, next in line, who's next? That's what everything, and not to sound like that fool Goldberg, who apparently got to put his foot in his mouth in his latest interview. It's about what like the pieces, like I said, what they did, they got us established. Crowd out there in Chicago, solid crowd, and apparently we're gonna be here for the next 6 weeks. So I'm like, it is what it is. It's a smaller crowd. I remember fools was crying when they was going to the big arenas and wasn't nobody pulling up. Now we at a small arena, everybody still got a problem. Make up your mind. What is it? But like I said, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I thought TK and them, what they did, Athena getting established, MJF let the world know I'm coming. Darby Allin pulling up at the end, and people wondering who the heck was he looking at. I mean, it's just so much going on. Okada Swerve, we got that going on. Young Bucks, no longer EVPs, lost everything, looking like a dang joke. Poverty Bucks pulling up in a dang Uber. Don't have a locker room no more. They had to chill in the boiler room. The fact you got doggone Ricochet of all people laughing at you. I mean, so much was established, yet people want things to be exactly like the E. I'm like, forget that. Forget it. The way how Tony is telling his story is a slow burn, and I like that. Adam Copeland situation, Now, next week, I say this. Let's get a little bit better. Now, let's step it up. I even go that far. I say, okay, solid start. Let's move up. Let's keep this thing in gear. It's all about the stories at the end of the day. We always gonna have time for flips and dives. Let's up the ante on getting people invested in what you got, because we are on the freaking road to Forbidden Door. We got about 5 weeks. We're 5 weeks away from Forbidden Door, if I'm not mistaken. So let's up the ante. Let's tell some good stories. Let's get people invested. You already got people invested with the Adam Copeland situation. MJF waiting in the wings. MVP just said we need better competition with the tag team situation. Heyman then already established he's the best baby face in the game right now. That's what he said. Tony cutting her promo about why she did what she did. And ain't nobody gonna stop her. Athena already trying to go after her. I mean, we got so much going on, yet people want everything to be like the E. I'm like, no. I'm done with that bull jive, man. I'm like, look, Tony Khan did what he had to do. Like I said, could things be better? Absolutely. There's always room for improvement in AEW. I say this all the time. I tell Tony Khan, I tell him, I say, TK, story over flips and dives. I say that every chance I get. And from what he did, I thought he did some things that actually has my interest, you know? So we go on from that. Y'all already know what to do. It's your main man, KCFL, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment on where your head's at moving forward at the All In. And I'll talk to y'all cats later. I'll let your boy.